Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we're looking at another offering from the Frank Miller Presents line of comic books. Today we are looking at Dan Didio's Ancient Enemies. It is a very ambitious 6-issue miniseries. We're going to look at the first issue by Dan Didio and Danilo Beyruth. Can't wait to share it with you guys. It's a really fun comic book. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. Okay, so I went into this with zero expectations because I don't think I've ever read anything written by Dan Didio. No reason really. I think that, I was hit or miss with the New 52. I've been kind of hit or miss with modern comics lately anyway. In the past several years, a lot of my comic book reviews are from the 70s, 80s, 90s, kind of nostalgia. But there are a lot of great comic books out there now. And this is one of them. So I've reviewed Pandora and Ronin. Obviously it's very exciting to have a new line of comic books under the Frank Miller umbrella. Dan Didio convinced Frank to publish all these new comic books under the conceit, I guess, of just wanting to publish fun comic books. And this is definitely a fun comic book. These books are huge, so I guess they're bi-monthly and double size, which makes perfect sense, right? Because, it seems like a monthly schedule is so hard to keep up with that it makes more sense to do it. This cover is, I'm assuming, by the artist Danilo Beyruth. Would have loved to have the Frank Miller cover, of course, but they were sold out. So, let's see. Like I said, Dan Didio is mostly known as, the publisher of DC Comics. I guess slightly controversial. People had a lot of mixed feelings about the New 52. I had mixed feelings about it, too. I thought Wonder Woman was great. I thought a lot of great things came out of it. So I think that, I feel like Dan Didio really tried to do a lot of great things at DC and accomplished, some of them. I think it's hard to sort of, keep interest and keep new ideas and reinvigorating, the New 52 was ambitious. If nothing else, Dan Didio seems like a very ambitious person and writer, because this is so epic in scope. There's a lot to unpack here. The thing that I love about it the most is that within, I feel like there's a lot of themes and messages going on here, and a lot of commentary, social commentary and things like that, but it's not too ham-handed, and it's basically a superhero team book, I've decided, which makes me very happy. The art is fun. It's not super stylized. It's very classic, sort of practical comic book, superhero storytelling comic book looking art. The colors by Alex Sinclair look amazing. These books do look amazing. A few of the criticisms I've seen, and I kind of agree. I'm going to get this out of the way real quick. The credits come on the last page, and I feel like the credits should be here, the creative team. I feel like the price should be on the book. The price is not on the book. The design is a little off. It's not the best design I've ever seen. Other than that, though, the printing quality is amazing. Alex Sinclair is doing the cover colors on this book, so it's very top-notch quality as far as some of the stuff is concerned. I'm just a little concerned with the design aesthetic. Could use a little tweaking and a little work, but that feels very in line with the Frank Miller brand. That gives you the black and white noir Sin City vibes and things like that. It's funny because you kind of have to look at this book as I guess this is if this were a branch of Vertigo, or I don't know, just Image Comics or whatever. So this is Dan Didio's book. Apparently in the second issue, they're going to introduce either a character or a storyline that Frank suggested to sort of tie in Frank Miller, but I don't think it has much to do with him, or I don't know if this is supposed to be really a Frank Miller shared universe or not. But so aliens attack, spoilers here. So this event happens, aliens attack, they destroy half of America. America is rebuilt. there's this shining new epic America, and then this like old, like, dilapidated America, and like the rich versus the poor. It's like class war, lots of themes. There's lots of, I love this character. There's this, the superhero group I was referring to is called like the Greater Good. So that there's going to be like a lot of underhandedness going on with them. She's got like a 70s retro. They even like mention it. And you had me at Afro and Bell Bottoms. Already my favorite character here. I love her too. She's really pretty. I can't wait to see like a lot of more of the superhero action happening. I mean, there is definitely a lot to unpack here. It is a dense read. I feel like Dan must have put a lot of research and planning. I mean, this is definitely world building here. I always think it's like so impressive when a writer like just completely comes up with a whole different world or landscape, like view of our world to work within. It's so strange because I said this reminded me a lot of kind of like a classic DC superhero group book. Like this is a great character. I love the design on this character. I'm kind of wanting to draw some of these characters. Like this giant character looks pretty cool. But it was giving me like New Guardians vibes a little bit. Like the art is slightly Joe Staten-ish, which at first it was like a little innocuous to me, the art. And honestly, I feel like I should know where this artist is from, but maybe it's a new artist. I don't know. But slight Joe Staten vibes. And like I said, at first I thought it was just like pretty standard, but it's like really growing on me. Like I feel like this is, like I said, there's a lot going on here. There is a lot of information I feel like being given to sort of set up the story and the characters, and the characterization is really good. I feel like you get a good handle on who the characters are, their motivations, but there's a lot of like intrigue and mystery sort of behind those motivations, and I feel like we're in for a lot of epic events unfolding. It moves along at a pretty nice pace too. Like I've never felt like bored or distracted, even though it's, like I said, pretty heavily written. There's a lot going on. But I like it. I feel like I feel impressed. I'm intrigued by the characters. I like the concepts. I'm very curious to see where he takes this, because it could go in a lot of different directions. But I think that, oh, and this is cool too. This is like at the bottom of the ocean, like the sunken alien vessel that they're like re-engineering the technology. So it has a lot of great like different themes. Like I said, like social issues of class and sort of like the alien intrigue with the, I mean, I hate to use the word like conspiratorial, ethereal, but, a little bit, it's sort of scratching that itch in a lot of ways. And then this cool character. I don't know, Alex Sinclair obviously is just like the master colorist. I mean, good on you, Dan, for getting Alex to color this, because if nothing else, the colors are going to be gorgeous. But like I said, the book just looks totally gorgeous. I think it's very solid first issue. Like, I feel like it checked all the boxes for what it needs to do. Tell an intriguing story, do a good setup. The art is good. The characters are fun. And there's a nice big cliffhanger at the end. No spoilers, whatever. So, I mean, but then it's also grander in scope, because whatever's going on now is definitely tied to the past. Hence the title, Ancient Enemies. So I am very jazzed about this book and excited to see where it goes. And impressed by Dan Didio's writing. So, there it is, guys. Another fine addition to the fabulous line of Frank Miller Presents Ancient Enemies, part 1 of 6. Created, written, and edited by Dan Didio. Designs and art by Danilo Beyruth. Colors by Alex Sinclair. Lettering by Carlos M. Mangal. And editor-in-chief Frank Miller. The only name you need to know. Right, guys? So pick it up. Check it out. Give it a chance. It's totally worth it. I promise you. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and I will bring you more soon.